Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to quest number 3 of the Elite difficulty for this month, that's October 2025, and this is all about your skill champions. You have to bring in skill champions that have easy access to damaging debuffs, and because of the node, the damaging debuffs will expire 40% faster. Now once they do expire, they will give you Fury, increasing your damage by I think 40%, and you can gain 10 of those Furies as quick as possible, so you can increase your damage and you can take out the defenders with those big health pools. Now the first fight is going to be against the Titania. I'm going to use my Shield because she's aggressing against Gamma champions, and also she has Grit. This whole quest is much easier than quest number 2 with the Mystics, because in Mystics was a bit annoying because you don't have enough champions with power drain or regen, but this is much better. You have a lot of skill champions with damaging debuffs, so you are able to comfortably take out all the defenders. I've just mentioned a lot of the best skill champions just on the top right, so have a look at that. It will help you planning. And speaking of planning, I have also linked in the Excel planner in the description. You can check that out, and here is my Excel planner that you can check, and you can see different fights here. Now please note that there are a few fights that are going to be difficult. The first one is going to be the champion with his unstoppable. Make sure you have a counter for that. There's also going to be a very annoying Mordo because you will need an evade counter for that. If not, I'll explain you in the fight how to deal with him. So those are the few fights you have to be careful about. There's also a very annoying Captain Marvel just before the boss. You will need a champion that can apply physical damage, ruptures or bleeds with work. Do not use like a champion with shock or incinerate because she's going to be super annoying with all of her fury phase. I'll explain more on that on the video once we get to the fight. So the first fight that you need to take care about is going to be a Quicksilver, because with Quicksilver he is going to evade you after you do a parry. Now you have to bring in a champion that has counter to evade to have an easier time. Once you have that, then the next thing is going to be keeping him to an SP1 only, because it's much easier to evade, and if you have a champion that can shrug off non-damaging debuffs, that would be super helpful. Now with Elsa Bloodstone, she's like the perfect counter to Quicksilver because she can remove all of those non-damaging debuffs. She also has that assisted revolver intercept, so she works super well against him. And if that wasn't enough, she can also apply those cold snaps to counter the evade. So she's kind of the perfect counter. Make sure you have a counter that can deal with Quicksilver and you should be good. And if you don't have somebody with evade counter, make sure that you have somebody who can remove the non-damaging debuffs, because the whiplash can hurt you quite a lot, and willpower will help you heal up a little bit also from those whiplash charges. So yeah, that is how you deal with that fight. Next one is going to be the champion. Now the difficult part here is going to be his unstoppable. So you need to bring in a champion that can counter unstoppable and also has some kind of damaging debuff. So the first champion that comes to my mind is going to be Shield, because she's going to have that grit and also she will have those bleeds. So Shield is going to be a great option. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you a champion that does not have a counter to unstoppable but still does great. The reason is I'm using a champion that has bleeds that can be very quickly removed and you can gain those furies. So once you have that done, you just have to play around unstoppable. Now champion's unstoppable is a little bit different. You can counter it with special attacks. So I'm just gonna do that right here. And there you go, look at that damage. So you can always have a special attack ready when champion is about to go unstoppable, and you can use that. If you don't have a counter to unstoppable, there are other champions that you can use, but I had Black Panther available, so I just used him to take down the champion. The special attack and the bleeds along with the furies were enough to take him down, although he went a little bit unstoppable, but in the end we made short work of him. Now Mordo was a really annoying fight for me because of his evade. Now in my mind I brought in Falcon, so when I can dash back and hold my block and apply that debuff on him, I should be able to counter the evade, but I wasn't able to. So this fight came a little complicated and my SP1s were really bad on the RNG. I wasn't able to apply much of bleed, so I wasn't gaining so much furies, and with the power gain it was difficult to manage that. So I died here and I came back again and I almost died again, but I was able to take out Mordo. So probably Mordo is the most difficult fight on this path. Make sure that you bring in a counter that can look after the evade and also get the furies super quick with the damaging debuff, so you can get through this fight as quick as possible. He's very trigger happy with the SP1s and SP2s, so that should work it out in your favor, especially when he's cornered. So yeah, just be careful about this fight. Make sure that you plan for it as the first fight when you go onto the planner. Make sure you can download the planner from the link in the description and we should be good. The next defender is going to be a Quake. Now, she is difficult in regard that she can get those Quake charges if you let her charge a heavy, or if you are not able to kind of evade her special one, which can be very annoying to evade, so she does quite a bit of damage. I was just using blade, so I was just trying to parry, get the bleeds up and let the bleeds expire and get all of my furies before I push her to a special one. And I was also trying to regen of just gaining power, so that kind of worked out for me, and blade make really short work, but in actual this fight is a bit difficult to deal with. Make sure you have a good counter and always push her to an SP2 and hope that she does not charge a heavy or throw an SP1, and you should be good. You can use your reparry technique, that will help you out as well, but blade is just amazing. And top of it, my blade is a rank 3 SIG 160, so that works out super well for me. And the final fight before the boss is going to be a Captain Marvel. She is going to be a bit annoying. If you bring in a champion that can apply shocks or incinerate any kind of energy damage, you have to avoid that. Not to give her any kind of charges, because she will go into her overload and she is going to deal quite a bit of damage, so you have to be careful about that. I saved up Nick Fury for the last fight because I want to get into the next fight with full health. So the strategy here is to bring the defender down to 4 or 3% of health and then let the defender attack you. So as soon as your second life starts, you can attack and kill them off, and your next champion is going to be at full health. So that's what I tried to do here, and our binary ignition just went on, so I'm just gonna dash back and let that expire. And while I'm at that, all the bleeds are gonna bring her down to 5%. And now I'm going to let her attack me because I want to go down for my second life. And once I'm out of it, I'm just gonna use a special attack to take her out. She's literally at 1%, perfectly executed. My next attacker will be at 100% health. The boss is going to be a Nightcrawler, and he is going to be very evasive because there is a node here, Astral Evade. So whenever you will parry and heavy him, he is going to evade that hit. So you need a champion that can have passive stun, so even if he purifies your stun, you still attack him. Apart from that, his SP1s is going to give him extra weight, so you have to be really careful. Try to push him to an SP2. For his special 2s, be careful. He is either going to root you during his specials or reverse your controls. You can check that out by the icon just underneath your health bar. If it's a brain with a gray icon, it means the next special attack is going to reverse your controls. If it's a hand, it means the next special attack is going to root you, just like that. Also remember that whenever you will parry him or whenever he hits you in your block, get incinerate on you. So make sure you bring in a champion that can deal with an incinerate, and somebody that has some evade counter would really help. So I think Bastion works super well here. Onslaught is amazing for this fight as well, although I'm playing like shit, but he works really well. You have to be a little more patient. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. I'll be back with the next one soon. Bye.